we started this match, and the number of bodies that were there trying to give him a little bit of advice.
Well, Del Ballard and Chris Burnett from Storm were standing behind Mike, and Mike's wheelhouse is not inside of 15. I don't think that's any surprise to anybody. And they're trying to get him in because, again, Parker has this 15 out, just whomping on it, absolutely down. He's got swing and he's got hold. And that's not Mike's game. I mean, I watched Mike win the Super Senior Classic last year, which is our very next event, by the way, coming up this week. And he won in commanding fashion, playing right up 3-4. He shot 279 in the title match. That's his A game. And here I watched him point, 10 to 8, or 12 to 10 to 8, or something like that. He just bowled great all through the 3 rounds. Now that it's broken down, what's he going to do?
And that's a big jump to the right from where he started practice.
Now that was 12.
And Diaz,
If he's on 12, though, that's been carved already by Skip and by Parker. So he's got to push it through the front, not enough on the back.
Yeah, watch the ball get to the end of this pattern and start to make its turn, and then just do nada for energy at the pocket.
Because he's got to push it through because it's dry there. The only way to get fresh head oil is to get inside of 15, which is going to be very tough for him to keep up with Parker.
And we know Mike Diaz, being a USBC certified gold coach, that spares are huge, and we shouldn't see Mr. Diaz missing any of them that are makeables in the stepladder.
And there's not a single thing we're saying about these patterns that Mike doesn't know in spades as well. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly what he has to do. That's a halo curl he's got down right in between the bridge, just under the bridge. Rolling that up 8, 9, 10 all day, as I said. He's got to go at least a little deeper to take care of the breakdown.
America relies on clean, renewable energy. It powers everything.
This is his 13th season on the Pba50 Tour. 2 career titles, last one in 2014.
Great shot by Mike.
Diaz strikes
Rolled
in
that
the
right over
seconds.
10.
Hundreds of thousands of good paying jobs.
Let me tell you, having made it through the Cashers round, to match play round 1, to match play round 2, I did last year in Farmingdale. I was toast by that second match play round. And Mike Diaz, as a super senior, led the tournament. I can't say enough about that.
Yeah, Diaz, 29th after the 16 games qualifying. Had to battle through 11 games before getting into match play round 2, and then had to strike out against Skip Pavoni to get the top seed.
He did. She was, 250 his last game. And right down to 15. Ooh, really? Blower 10?
Well, watch the head pin come off the sideboard when we get the extra look at this. It's one of these modern game shots where you get so much energy into the head pin, it comes off the sideboard so fast, it stops the 5 pin from getting to the 10.
That's right. It came off the sideboard, it hit the 5, and stopped it from taking out the 10.
It's the modern game 10 pin. You see that a lot nowadays with the modern game for right-handers leaving 4/8s, left-handers leaving 6/9s, because the 5 will kind of get blocked off on a light hit. The head pin will come off so fast it kind of keeps it from going, and all of a sudden the 5 pin just falls before the 4/8 or goes between. So yeah, just one of the bowling balls are powerful. There's no doubt about it. But if you don't get that ball rolling properly through the pins, you can have things like that happen pretty often.
Well, and it was light. I mean, he was looking to blow the rack. It was coming in a hair late.
This morning, we look back
9 times out of 10 you get that shot.
Got a note from Chuck Garner, Brunswick rep, watching here on Flow Bowling, and he says Parker has the advantage in this match. Should bring it home, but the angles really favor Parker from a little deeper from what he's seeing at home, and we're kind of seeing it here for Parker with another strike.
I totally agree with that. Parker's throwing a pearl ball. That's a conspiracy pearl. Even as deep as he is, he's looking for skid through the front. Again, only 30 mil, only 20 mils at 42 feet. Even though it's a relatively new lane surface, Jim Longaman put in new lanes here 2 summers ago. So it's a relatively new surface, but it's a soft AMF HPL surface. So it's going to pick up on the front. You've got to get the ball down the lane, turning through the mids, and through the pins the right way.
Good Morning America.
And so we do say good morning, America, on this Easter Monday.
Problem is, can he get this ball to finish harder?
That was 12. Will it go? Late, 6 or 7 again, same problem. He's got to push it through the front, right? If he's going to play outside of Parker, he can't hit it with all he has, where it's going to go early.
Yeah, and a little different version of the 10 pin. Head pin still runs a little interference, as you see coming back off. slaps into the 6 pin, and then stops the 5.
It's a similar animal as the Wing 7. Same idea. Not turning flush.
And the one thing that I'd be worried about, Diaz, after seeing those 2 shots, is next time on that lane, leaving both of them at the same time. That's
that you would not want to see, but it's possible.
It's got to be. It's got to be sitting in the back of his mind. I mean, we've seen one on this pair already, a couple on this pair already tonight.
You know, the funny thing about quote-unquote carry down, a lot of people talk about carry down. A lot of times it's not carry down. It's the ball red gave up some of its energy in the first 5 or 10
This morning, the world is mourning the
before
loss
you
of
even
Pope
saw it.
Francis.
Before you comes into your field of view, it's already turned a little bit, given up some energy, and then you think it's carry down.
The Vatican making the announcement that the leader of the 1.3 billion Catholics around the world had passed away at the age of 88. The pontiff was hospitalized recently for pneumonia. The Vatican later revealed that his condition had worsened.
That's a little left from where we've seen him.
Oh, yes, well done. That stop at 7. Not when they go down.
He's got that peak down Halo Pro. I guess my question would be, he's going to stay out there. Does he have anything that can push a little harder and save a little more energy? Because he knows he can't whomp on it. If he whomps on it, goes early. He doesn't have any hold. He doesn't have enough swing to get it to roll up. He's got to do something.
And slower ball speed, too. Much slower than what we're seeing on Parker Bohn. Probably 3 miles an hour slower for Diaz.
Well, that's his game. He's got a precision, rolling game. Unfortunately, it's rolling early, giving up his energy. And he's not carrying, as we kind of predicted.
The appearance followed the traditional Easter Sunday Mass. The faithful filling St. Peter's Square to hear what would be the Pope's final message and to see one last blessing. Pope Francis appeared at the balcony in a wheelchair, raising
Parker
his
looking for a
arms
little
towards the
revenge, too,
audience.
as he was just out of the stepladder last year, finishing in 6th.
Voice almost a whisper as he
back
delivered his remarks. Before the master of
2016,
ceremonies
Parker
delivered the rest
finished
of his message. In his final
in
message,
7th
the Pope
in this
called
event.
for peace around the world. Francis had been seen struggling during public events, forcing him to cancel appointments. He battled multiple health problems in recent years.
Instead of whack-a-mole, he's looking to whack 10 pins.
And earlier in 2021.
Boom.
Oh!
There's an 8 pin.
And nothing near the 8. Do you make a move off of that now, Bruce?
No, I don't. Maybe a half right, maybe a little bit. He really whomped on it. You knew he wanted it. It turned up. Look where the ball ends up. The ball ends up behind the 9 pin or even the 10 pin. Just keeps going. Another, you talk about some of the modern hits, right?
Reacting to
That's
the
a
news
classic
saying,
modern hit.
I was happy to see him yesterday, though he was obviously very ill.
He's got the edge. He can't
Spare in the 4th.
Still a 1-pin match.
Damn.
Pope Francis had some tough words over the years for the governance of President Trump, but he was unafraid of controversy and castigated many of the world leaders, trying to remind wealthy nations to share that wealth, to take care of the environment, to work for peace, and to lift up the needy.
Very strong about that. You're right, Terry. Thank you. So the White House
Some of your other top finishers this week, just missing on stepladder, Michael Hogan Jr., leading candidate for Player of the Year this year. Walter Ray Williams Jr. finished at 7th, Georgia Boot 8th, John Burke at 9th, and Dennis Horan Jr. 10th. And yeah, one would think it's got to be a move on that right lane for Parker Bohn.
You know, not a lot. He grabbed it a little bit, I think. You know, maybe a half right, one right at the most. He's in the area. And the left lane was the one that gave him a little bit more trouble. Seemed to be a little more sluggish down lane. He's got that lane. I think it's just a matter of making a good shot, not getting over it.
Other top finishers, Todd Chell, who was on fire, shot 834 in match play round 1 for his first 3 games today. Got him in the match play round 2, but Chell fell a little short in 11th. Scott Greiner 12th, Don Harrington 13th, Bob Rosenau 14th, Paul Herrera 15th, and Bob Newman in 16th.
But there were those disagreements, especially over things like immigration. When recently asked about President Trump's mass deportation plans, Francis said it truly would be a disgrace more
Just 7
badly.
again.
But even despite any difference in opinion, Pope Francis still engaging in that dialogue, hoping to share his message of peace and hope for the world.
He's got to be so perfect.
Rachel, thank you for that. We're going to turn now.
I mean, 5 shots in the pocket and a 20% carry percentage right now. now.
You know why? I mean, there's Lowell on the front. He's left of where the other lefty is playing. He's not in the
Good morning again, Michael. And understandably, of course, Pope Francis was such a gigantic
and he's got a
figure
pin
that some
down
of the most
ball. I mean, it is a pearlized ball. It's
weighing in on his life and legacy, the fact that he often
It's not super pin up. It's
lift up
way
those
long.
who are least fortunate.
Sparing the
And everybody can sit here and go, well, these guys are on an easy pattern. It's 4-1. It's all, even if it's broken down, it might even be a little more of a ratio. Problem is that ratio still gives problems because you have to get that ball to go through that pocket properly. You can get there all the different ways you want. If you don't have your angles right, you're looking at what Diaz is doing right now and a lot of 9 counts.
There's not
And in
enough
Italy, the
front
Prime
to
Minister
save the
says that
energy.
he asked the world once again for the courage to change direction, to follow a path that does not destroy
So
but cultivates,
Diaz,
repairs, and
you're not
protects.
panic
We've also
mode right
heard from
now,
former
but you know
President
you
Joe
need
Biden
something
just a
more.
little bit ago. He said that Pope Francis will be remembered as one of the most consequential leaders of our time, and I am better for having known him. And you mentioned the mass here held in New York City, St. Patrick's Cathedral. We heard from Cardinal Timothy.
Got out to the dry, got it to turn up a
Yeah,
little
strike
bit.
from the 6.
He talked about how Pope Francis' final public moments being on Easter
That
were
took a
almost
nice
providential. And interestingly, he said that the Pope's death was
So
confirmed
get
to
to
him
Pope
this
too.
morning via a
Hope you
group
like and
chat
subscribe.
message with him